Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is a special episode of the show, and we are just shit talking, straight shit talking. I got my boy Chris here. He doesn't want to show you his face. He's being super lame tonight.
Hella Lucha Libre.
We can't even hear you.
Lucha Libre energy over here.
We can't hear you. But he was on the show before. You guys remember this shit. We just did a buyout, bought some shit. We got like hardly any juice on the computer, so we're probably going to die. But we're going to talk smack.
Yeah, man.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you loose?
I'm loose as a
Limber
goose.
up, dude. Okay, we got some topics. First topic we're going to talk about tonight is fucking Pinkman Core. Go.
Where did it start? Who started it?
Well, Jesse Pinkman, duh.
Who did it the best back then? That didn't even know that it would amount to what it amounted to.
You got to take that off. We can't hear you good. Take the stupid ass fucking mask off. Okay, so Pinkman Core is fucking raging on, and we don't, it's funny because you have all these fucking kids that are idolizing a fucking character from a TV show who is a fucking delinquent meth head.
Yeah, but we're not labeling anybody these days.
Yeah, we are.
You can't do that.
You can't say you're a delinquent meth head.
No, you gotta cater to people these days.
What does that even mean?
You gotta be kind. That's somebody's child.
But Pinkman is a fictional character.
Meth head. That's negative. We're in 2024.
So okay, it's fine. Then a
culture.
meth addict is a factual term. You can say that.
I'd even be careful with that.
Okay, well, stop being so careful, dude. This show's gonna suck if you're so careful. Okay, so anyway, Pinkman Core is the fashion of Jesse Pinkman. But what's fucked and funny, well, it's fucked to me that there's a genre of fashion based off of a methamphetamine addicted person. Dependent person. And it's this style of like printed, all over print zipper hoodies, fucking gaudy, shitty Affliction vibes, baggy
gym rat,
baggy pant wearing, like puffy tongue shoes. And if you're Canadian, this is like Northern Alberta Core.
100%.
Okay, so what other names are there for Pinkman Core?
Within 10 blocks of here, you can go to the local transit hub center. And there's still people that have dressed like this since then. These clothes have never left their wardrobe.
Yeah, which is now it's Surrey Core.
Surrey Core, we're going to call it that.
Okay, so give me some more terms for Pinkman Core.
Or Hamilton, or Brampton.
Blue Collar Core? Is that a term? Don't tell me I'm offending people by saying blue collar.
Are we embellishing on Pinkman Core? Or
no, we're giving other terms. Because another term could be douche core.
Oh, yeah.
Another term could be...
Wait. Yeah. If you got...
Another term could be fucking...
Hat like this. You toss on shades to the back like that.
Pig rig core.
Like that?
Yeah.
Is that a look?
Yeah. Oh, that's total Pinkman Core.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else do we think about Pinkman Core?
I think that women pull it off better than men. I think it's super hot when like the women try to dress like in it with like, their own take on it. I find that attractive. Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's like a lot to be said in how people are like including other styles into it to make it new and fresh.
There is crossover between like
the Balenciaga crowd and like the like skateboarders, obviously.
Yeah, well, the skateboarders are kind of the main demo of the Pinkman Core, but then there's crossover into like urban Y2K, like this urban Y2K where you're like Echo is also like urbanish, but it's also Pinkman, because Pinkman is idolizing a character from Albuquerque, New Mexico that was like adopting urban fashion from a previous period,
and he didn't even know it existed yet.
Well, he was when the show came out, in the time period of that show, he was already late on that trend.
How fucking old am I?
You know what I mean? So he was already late on the, just like, okay, so we look at Northern Alberta as like rig pigs, we call them, probably derogatory, and I'm going to get canceled for saying that, but that's a term.
Are you Team Convoy?
What does that mean? Oh, fucking truckers, diesel truckers. But so those guys, what's funny about the rig guys up in northern Alberta is they never stopped wearing that shit from the 2000s.
No.
They got stuck there. Like when they left high school, they got stuck in the same clothes till when they became adults.
To be fair, there wasn't much they missed. What did we have in between? We had the Balmain biker era. We had the V-necks.
Oh, the Balmain biker era of like Super Future. Fuck that era.
The Balmain jeans.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, like everything's like space. Like let's be spacemen.
And then there was the V-necks with the rosaries. There was the tight and bright era, and that's like when we met. It was like 2002-ish or 2001-ish or 2003 when it was like everything neon with those like patent high top Osiris shoes and like the Levi's 510, 511s, acid wash.
The stretchy Levi's 511.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad time in fashion.
American Apparel super deep V-neck, which you can't even find anymore. I'd be hard pressed to see somebody come up with one of those. We should do a quick search on
V-necks are.
I want to see if it even exists.
Have never come back, in my opinion.
I think
V-necks is the hardest thing to sell.
There's a very short V-neck right now that ties into like this like Abercrombie sort of like clean soft boy look that I hear the younger people talking about. It's called like soft boy prep. You know, like the puka shell necklace. Yeah. So I think there's this like very tame V-neck that's like barely a V-neck.
Soft boy.
Yeah, soft.
That's like Witherspoon core?
No, it's like it's like Abercrombie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Norm core.
Yeah, or just like boring core.
So it's funny too about this that I find about Pinkman, the Pinkman movement. A lot of people hate on the Pinkman movement in vintage because they're like, this shit's whack. It's not really vintage.
No, it's profitable.
It's profitable as hell. I'm down with it for that reason. But I find it more popular in the suburbs than actually in the city. And it's almost hard to sell in the store because like our clientele is like not really down, but then all these skater kids are down. So it's like the depop kids are down, but they don't really shop in vintage stores. They're like a new generation that doesn't really actually go out and shop. They just order online.
I'm yet to delve into the psychological sort of like connection and how people are shopping these days and how to really tap into that as somebody who's nearly 40 myself. And I think once you're able to harness that, I think people are after an experience right now. And we're in the biggest shift we've ever seen. As far as, and I'm not trying to like explain this as I have the evidence, but this is just like an assessment. I think that the walking into a shop model is changing. Now we have markets that are normalized. There's just so many wild cards. There's the TikTok influence. I think brick and mortar is always going to be great because it can provide a experience. But there's so many experiences right now and so many like ways to discover, ways to find new.
Well, it's like the kids are worried more about my interpretation of this is the young kids, the TikTok generation is more concerned about TikTok than the experience of physically going into a store. And they probably don't even like often go into stores. They probably only maybe if they discover them or they're really close to them, but they're not going to seek out a store. They have all these avenues to acquire this shit online, so they don't care about the experience. The young, I'm talking like 13, 14-year-olds.
This is more time scrolling if you're not shopping and doing other shit. It's a really fast-paced world too.
So I know these kids, actually, the brother of my nanny. Yeah. Did I tell you about this? Anyway, so he's so deep in Pinkman Core. Yeah. He actually, there's a whole movement of kids that find the exact worn-on-screen garments.
Really?
Like they're searching for like that shirt, that hoodie.
How many seasons were there?
Fucking like 10, dude.
Really?
It's a lot of pieces. And
So,
so
you know what we
he
need to
finds
do?
these and then makes TikToks about like finding these fucking pieces. And it's like his like hobby.
Has anyone ever thought about approaching the show and the set designers and things like that, or the wardrobe
And trying
people?
to buy the actual. Well, I'm sure they did
Or
a wardrobe sale.
communicate even
That
with
wardrobe
them?
sale would have been dope, but I bet you none of it sold because it probably was before the trend hit. Everyone's like, "This is whack shit."
Yeah, but like somebody should interview. You should try to get a pod where you actually
I should interview
the wardrobe,
the stylist
from the show.
Yes, that'd be
Yeah.
sick. Be like, what were you thinking?
And they're probably
She's
not-
probably gonna be like, I had to go to Fort McMurray for a month to study mathematics.
hear their take on all this. They watch their like, oh, I just had a bunch of extra clothes in my wardrobe and I just hooked them up. Or like, I want to hear if they didn't have that point of reference yet, where did they get it from? And like, maybe it's the same thing that we're saying, but like,
like if they didn't have the point of reference that we have from Northern Alberta, you mean, or what?
Yeah, that, and just like because it's been more established now, because we're referring to it in past tense, but I want to know while it was happening, where they were grabbing the info from or the inspiration.
Yeah,
Like
interesting.
That's like the hits blunt guy, and then
Like I want to buy their mood boards.
yeah.
It's like a bunch of like homeless or maybe not homeless, but like a bunch of like trap house fucking meth addicts sitting around. Their inspo for that show, like they really probably had to study like real addicted fucking drug addicts.
Yeah.
Figure that shit out.
I always check the side of the road in the neighborhood here because there's, like I said, there's people that still dress like that have never left. And when I see people that have like flailed in a bush or an alleyway and their clothes are left over, there's a fair chance that there's probably going to be some of that stuff in there. And
true.
I mean, like, you hit up your
I used to fucking the affliction thing. The people that wore that were the douchiest breed of people to me.
Where were you living?
Ontario.
Ontario.
But I probably was already in BC when that shit was coming out. When it was popular, like Y2K, I was already in BC.
Yeah.
But I just remember they were like, I hate to say it, but just fucking greasy people, man. They were fucking greasy people.
They were, a lot of them were like, you know, up on the rigs. I'm from Alberta, so it was like a lot of them were up on like the oil rigs, and they'd be, you know.
And same with the fucking
hookers.
Same with Same with the pants that I just bought some off you today.
Like the
True Religions, man.
Religions.
Like
you
those.
know what the retail on those was?
Yeah, and diesels, dude. They're like $500 sometimes.
The retail on like the ultra burly stitch, the True Religions, because like I dressed like that back then. I had the spiky hair, the blonde tips, all that garbage, and I went through the nightclub scene.
Yeah,
and I did that for a few years, and it was like, remember the Puma Speed Cat shoes, the super flat ones? Why aren't those back? And that's another thing. The younger people have carefully selected which items and crafted it into their own version of what it is like.
And they make false interpretations of it, like they're mixing Jinko with those looks. That you're like, no, none of those guys wore Jinkos.
Yeah,
those were the ravers.
Yeah,
and it was earlier than that era.
Yeah.
You know, but they're just mixing these genres into some new interpretation, which is fine. That's just fashion, right? That's like mixing era shit.
I posted a bunch thrift haul the other day. It was like Y2K thrift haul. I think it was like Platinum Fubu in it, and I think some other just hip hop brands. And I put it on TikTok. I haven't posted on TikTok in forever. So I'll do a TikTok video. And somebody, they didn't know that I was a guy, but they commented and they were like, "Listen, girly, that's not Y2K." And it was like, well, I kind of lived it, so yeah, it was. But you go
And you
off.
spent your whole night worrying about it, probably.
No. I was like, okay, it's just another point of like perspective to see, check in, kind of be like, where did they think like where did they think it was left off, or like what are they really?
We're gonna die. We're gonna die. We have to cut this. You only get 10 minutes on this one, guys. All right, we thought the fucking Chris. I asked him for a charger before, and you said you didn't have one
because I have a Windows PC.
But he did have a charger, so now we're back.
We lied to you.
And now we're going to keep talking bullshit about bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So what's the next topic?
The next topic is...
It's a terrible pause for the show. This is a terrible pause.
Really awful, yeah. I was counting on you.
You're counting on me. Okay, well, let's talk about... what were we talking about at dinner that we were like, we should talk about that on the show? What was it?
What about sock trends?
Sock trends?
Yeah.
What do you... It's dumbass topic.
So apparently, younger people have decided that all this time when we were like doing this with our socks for a party, to have low-cut socks because they didn't make them at the time.
Okay.
So we could have ankle socks and show off our shoes better. We fought so hard to get ankle socks accessible globally. It caught on. Now these young people are like, you know what? It's up to the knee, or it doesn't count now, it seems like. And what's your take on that?
I have no sock opinion. I literally do not give a shit about socks. What am I wearing today? I'm wearing plain blacks, but I go to Walmart and I buy the cat brand.
The giant bag, right?
Well, yeah, but like I buy, the cat, the construction brand.
That's bougie.
That's bougie?
I get the fucking 20 pair $9.99 Walmart ones.
What's your favorite sock brand? Comment down below.
You comment down below.
Everyone's like Nike socks.
Second.
I know somebody who fucking made a whole business out of tie-dyeing the white Nike socks. Like that was like their whole business. They didn't make their own socks. They just tie-dyed the Nike socks. Resourceful. I tell you what, that's resourceful. Here's Chris with some more sock trend stuff.
These are vintage flight socks.
Look how high those are. Those
Made
go up to
Canada.
Those go up to my balls, bro.
Feel the thickness on that bad boy.
Yeah, like these are like ski socks. Thickness.
No, these were ball socks. Nike Flight. These were what basketball players wore.
Because this would be like a size 12 or size 15.
But these bad boys,
9 to 14. See?
Yeah,
big ass feet.
These guys went like this is what they looked like back then. Just no.
Okay, sock topic's dumb. Let's change the subject. What's the next subject?
Put a sock in it.
Put a fucking sock in it. Fucking next subject. What were we talking about at dinner that we were like, this is a good topic?
Pinkman Core?
No, we had another topic. We were talking about designer or...
Which pants are best to handle a bunch of Indian food in? That we were eating?
We crushed an Indian buffet night earlier.
Yeah. How many pairs of underwear are required for an Indian?
Okay, let's talk thrift. Let's talk thrifting. That's what you do every fucking day. You have opinions on thrift. We went to the thrift tonight.
It is expensive.
So we had Talese, which is a Canadian thrift chain. Talese is also Savers, or no? Is it the same?
No, this is like in Ontario.
Talese?
Yeah.
Okay, so Talese is like big Canadian chain. I don't think they're in the States.
No.
We were there tonight. I pick up a fucking... What did I pick up? Some jersey? Soccer jersey?
It was a football jersey.
Oh, yeah.
I think
like
it was Eagles.
Eagles football jersey. Like Owen. Decent stitched on jersey, but it was like, whatever. I'm thinking it's going to be like $7.99, and it's fucking $69.99.
And then their true religions are 80.
That's so fun.
I can't even sell them to you for 80 wholesale. How am I going to buy them at a thrift?
Yeah, you guys think that the American thrifts are taxing these days? The Canadian thrifts are way taxing.
And
our inflation is fucked. I mean, the thrift store is not inflation. Thrift store is just fucking taxing.
Anything close to £1, I'm paying $13 to ship.
Yeah, and what are you charging?
5 to compete with the Americans.
Yeah. Yeah, so we lose $5, it's $7 on every shipment. $8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
So when you guys are like, people are listening in the States, and you're hearing this, oh, you live in Canada, everything's cheap. You got free healthcare, this and that. Yeah, but we're paying $80 for a jersey.
It's cheap for you guys to shop in Canada because you're American and you get more money for your dollar. So what you're going to do right now is you're going to go down to the link below, F as in Frank, vintage.ca. It's in Canadian dollars. You guys get 30% discount just for being American. So go buy shit right now. And there's fucking heat on there.
Sell it to me cheap, and then I'll sell it to
and then I'll put it on the website and you can rebuy
it. And the chain of events keeps going. It's going.
Yeah. The chain of events keeps going and going and going. So speaking of the chain of events keeping going,
buyouts.
Let's get political here for a sec. Okay, buyouts. What are you talking buyouts?
Buyout strategies.
Okay, buyout strategies.
Where can you source new customers?
Customers or like you mean suppliers?
New suppliers. What's the future of buyouts, do you think? Where are we going to be finding these people? Are we going to be like...
You need to get ridiculously famous so that people want to sell to you.
That's basically it, though.
Yeah, that's like... How do you get people to sell to you? Well, you never don't ask. So you always have to ask. Even when you're like, I don't think there's anything here, you always got to ask. Especially yard sales.
That guy on the side of the road.
What guy?
The one that I photoshopped his head on your body that he said no to, but at least you tried.
Yeah, you never know. You got to try.
You go to like the nail salon, or like how about like a place where widows go, like a funeral home. You find out which of the older women have just had their husbands pass away. You go to the funeral home, you hit them up, and you say, "Hey, look, I know this is a really tough time right now. Where are all
your strategies are terrible?
Where are all his
strategies are terrible?
Where's all his like different, like all his Levi's, and like where's all his Woodstock memorabilia?"
Terrible strategy.
No way. You get like
okay, you should. I want you to test out this theory.
Yeah.
Come back and report to us. See how that goes. Old folks home. Old folks home dumpster diving. Have you tried that?
No, but there's this guy I follow on Instagram. He's like the dumpster dive king. And he goes behind like in the States Lowe's and like Target and everything.
He's looking for general merchandise, right?
Yeah. Have you seen him?
No.
He gets super excited. He's got some like super tacky like Cadillac car or something like that. He goes in and he gets super excited, and it'll be like Hello Kitty coin purses or something like that, and there'll be like 600 of them are like some rubber case for like a PlayStation 5 controller new in the package, and 600 of them. He'll get super excited, or it'll be like, I don't know.
My first business was dumpster diving.
Really?
My brother and I, we had this store in Niagara on the Lake, shout out Niagara, called Just Christmas. They were a 365 days a year Christmas store, right? But my town was so touristy, Niagara on the Lake, Ontario, that like people would go there and like buy Christmas shit in fucking July.
Yeah.
It's super weird. I think it's gone now. Yes. It's gone now. But it was a huge ass store. They sold all this weird trinkety Christmas shit. But it was like all Christmas ornaments and crap. Like real Christmas shit, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, we would go and we would skateboard behind the store at the courthouse.
As one does, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That sick wax
curves. The coolest fucking place. And the little dock probably too.
Oh, they had curb cuts. We would like these curb cut gaps and shit.
They have like the loading bay, like
not behind there, but there was a good one at the grocery store. We used to skate a lot.
Did you ever bust your leg up or anything?
I busted boards because you'd just be jumping off like a 3-foot loading dock to flat.
Could you kickflip one?
Yeah.
The 4-footer?
I could, yeah.
Do you remember when everybody
I
lost their shit?
I could kickflip a 6-set pretty good back in the day.
Could you do it now?
No, maybe a 3-set. Anyway, let me finish my
Next
story.
video, we gotta hold you to that.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
So we randomly looked in the dumpster one day, and there's like thousands of fucking Christmas ornaments, all these wooden Christmas ornaments and shit.
The collectible kind.
They're just like wooden seahorses or like rocking horses or shit like that. Little miniature. They're ornaments, right?
Yeah.
But they're all like the arms falling off or the fucking legs falling off.
So charge more.
Well, me and Jesse just fucking got a glue gun.
Okay.
And fucking started gluing the shit back together. And then we had, this is awesome. So then there's like, my town does like a Christmas parade on the main street, which is where the Christmas store was.
You did not.
So we just set up a booth reselling all the shit out of the dumpster in front of the Christmas store back to the same people. We made a killing, dog. We made a killing.
What did we do back in the day?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my god. I think we did something with chocolate bars similar. One of the homies, and fuck, this is so bad. Some of the neighborhood kids like found out one of the homies' grandmas worked for one of the chocolate bar companies, and they would leave like just expired stock right out.
Chocolate never goes back.
Near
what the hell?
Not when you're young, no. But they would leave it right near the dumpster in front of their home. So and it was just like put in boxes, like the 25 per box. So yeah, and then everybody would sell it at their locker. Like, from what I remember, we were all stoned back then.
Yeah.
But it was like,
now that you mention that fucking Christmas dumpster too had all the expired advent calendars with chocolate in it, and we used to fucking eat those up, dude.
Yeah.
And expired chocolate, it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets all like chalky and white and kind of gross.
Suggested.
It's like dry a bit, weird, but you're like, it's just chocolate. There's so much sugar, it doesn't go bad.
When you're young, you're eating gravel. You're doing all kinds of dumb shit anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Chris eats gravel.
This is literally why I don't have like some weird health stuff. We are immune. We are very immune to like a lot of things. Skateboarders growing up, we're immune to a lot of shit. Very curious by trait, by nature. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good hustle.
Yeah, fuck it. And then another fun story about the courthouse, which was right behind the store. There was a movie being filmed in my town with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, and it was called The Experts, I believe.
We know it was filmed in Calgary, Brokeback Mountain. That was around my skate days.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Brokeback was way late. Brokeback was like mid-2000s, right?
Yeah, roughly, yeah. There was like another one with Jackie Chan that was in my fucking city too, in Calgary. And I remember everybody getting all excited. I know Cool Runnings, one of my favorite movies, was in Calgary too.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
So we broke in. So this movie was using the courthouse to like stage and like have their wardrobe and shit in, and like makeup department was there and like all the shit in the courthouse. So we like just went in there one day. It was fucking open, and we're like walked in. There's like nobody there, and there's like all these like directors' chairs and like free like there was like all the food, like coolers full of pop. At that point, we're like, dude, there's free Cokes. You're like, let's take some Cokes. So we like stole a bunch of like Coke probably.
I got a story about that.
And fucking, the director's chairs.
Yeah.
They're like those canvas chairs.
You got one in the shop in Squamish.
Yeah, the Frank one.
Yeah.
But I also have the back of Nicolas Cage's with the name on it.
Still.
Yeah, which, speaking of those the golden auctions, which we were just watching on Netflix, that new show. I've been watching that new show. I should see if Golden wants to sell Nicolas Cage's director's chair. Yeah, so how? I also went and met Nicolas Cage because we found out my town.
What's your favorite movie of his?
Oh, fucking Matchstick Men. Have you seen that?
No.
Fucking great movie.
Mine's Face Off.
Face Off?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen that. He's in a lot of movies.
It's the one where, he literally like has some other person's face, and like in the most creepy way possible. He's like, his name's like Asker Troy or something like that. It's probably like a B grade movie. It's pretty shitty, but like he's super creepy, and he like has to borrow the face of like the guy who's the bad guy anyway. It's super creepy, and he's got like his daughter on his lap, and he's like flirting with her or something, and he's like, I could eat a peach for hours, and he's talking about eating her out, and he bites into a peach, and it's just all sorts of weird. Anyway, Nicolas Cage, that's the movie that stands out for me.
Nicolas Cage is a love or hate. A lot of people hate him. And a lot
Italian Job, too.
Matchstick Men is fucking dope. You should watch it. It's a con movie. So it's like based around like a double con. I can't even...
James Con?
Con, like they con people.
Oh, okay.
James Con.
Isn't that a person? I thought it was like an actor.
No, it's a con, like elaborate con. It's like this like crazy elaborate con to scam people out of money.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen like that one movie, Ruprecht, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels? It's old, like 80s.
I know of it.
Yeah, that's like a con movie. But Matchstick Men's a good con movie where like the twist at the end, you're like, didn't see it coming.
The Jerky Boys?
It's good.
Is that one?
No, that's a prank.
Okay. Don't they do some conning?
A prank and a con are similar, but they're not the same thing.
You know they're making a fucking Happy Gilmore 2, I heard?
Yeah, dude. Fucking dope. You know Happy Gilmore 2, Happy Gilmore 1 was filmed on the Sea to Sky at Furry Creek. Every time I drive to work if I drive to the city from my house,
what they call
you you pass the hole where Adam Sandler gets in a fight with Bob Barker, dude. That hole is right there. It's like on the ocean. Yeah.
We thought for a bit.
What about Adam Sandler Core?
That's where I was. You stole the words out of my mouth.
Okay.
So what is that to you? To me, that's like
basketball shorts.
Basketball shorts, like a
bad colored shirts.
Yeah, really unkept. Like basically, we could almost call that Kirkland Core.
Sure.
What's Kirkland? Costco Core.
Costco Core. God, there's these fucking TikToker guys. Like, we're Costco guys. Of course we wear Kirkland.
Yeah.
We're you see those guys?
Yeah.
Fuck, they're blowing up. Costco Core.
I kind of want.
We should go and make. I don't even think Costco Core is the thing yet.
It is.
Kirkland Core is Costco Core.
Yeah.
But Adam Sandler Core is not Costco Core. Adam Sandler is like, I just woke up out of bed and threw on the comfortablest thing that was like on the dirty laundry pile.
So 3 items that you think are Costco Core. What are they?
Well, Kirkland, I guess.
The jeans, right?
Yeah. I don't even know, dude. What else is Costco Core?
Knockoff Nike Air Monarch shoes that don't have a swoosh. They're white.
They sell them at Costco?
Yeah. They come in like what looks like a baked goods almost shoebox, where it has like a clear window. And it's just Kirkland shoes. And they're fantastic. Then I guess you got to go with like a pocket white tee tucked in with like a old beat up leather brown belt, something like that.
Yeah, it's like very dad.
Perfectly like nicely trimmed mustache. Very sensible purchases in your cart. Things that'll stretch out the budget throughout the whole month.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm not currently a Costco dad, but I am moving. No,
you're wearing camo. That's way too progressive.
No, but I mean in my grocery shopping ways, I'm moving into becoming a Costco dad because the grocery stores are so fucking expensive now.
Here's an idea. Start a rag. Make everybody become a member, like Costco. In order to pick up your rag, you have to pay like a Costco membership. And then
just never put new stock out. It's just the same shitty stock every day. So you're like, I just make all my money off these memberships. And they never find anything.
The worst T-rag ever. And then have like your highest grossing cities.
It's kind of what people are doing now. The rags are all charging like these exorbitant fees just to like get in the door. So you basically now, to get into like a good rag, you have to buy like a lot of people. I know it's not like that in Vancouver yet, but a lot of rag houses are doing like, you got to pay me like 3 months up front.
Also, for people, because I spoke with somebody recently who didn't know the difference between a wiper house and a rag.
Yeah, well, I remember when you did.
Yeah. So let people know what the difference is.
Here?
Yeah. Because I think people see it online. I think it's...
I mean, these fucking dumbasses are like, I saw some, excuse my language, but I'm not going to say name, but these people who, these vintage stores that'll be like, we get asked all the time, where's our rag come from? Here's the phone number and email of my supplier. You are a dumbass. Like, literally, it's almost that bad, right? Yeah. And I'm like...
The clout is real.
The clout is real. So you're really chasing those clicks. Like, are the clicks worth more to you than your supply, your security and your supply? Like, that's so ridiculous to me. They're just giving it away, you know? So...
And they're probably calling up, hi, we'd like to buy vintage.
Oh, yeah. So... the difference between a rag house and a wiper house are two totally different businesses. A rag house takes in mixed clothing bales or credential rag. Regardless, they bring in totally mixed clothing. Yeah, they sort it into commodity types. So they'll take a full mixed clothing bale, turn it into jeans number 1, jeans number 2, t-shirts number 1, t-shirts number 2. Dresses, blah, 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 whatever. There's like 50, 60, 80 grades of shit.
Yep.
And then they sell those grades by the 100-pound bales to third world countries and whatever. Those rag houses also make a grade called wiper rag, which is their shit t-shirt grade, right? They make white wiper, colored wiper, sweatshirt wiper, fucking probably some flannel wiper, right? They make a bunch of shit. And then they sell it to a wiping rag house who then cuts those rags and sorts those rags and puts them into mini bales to be used as actual rags to clean shit with.
So while there's misconception over everything being titled as rag, we should buy all of the shittiest, what they think is rag from a rag house that's just wiper garbage, and then sell bales to people for $5,000. Yeah, came from the rag.
Well, it is rag.
Yeah.
That's why I love when people hit me up and they're like, "Oh, can I buy a bale?" Sure. And I'm like, "Sure." You want a bale of shoes? You want a bale of hats? Do you want a bale of garbage?
Yeah.
Do you want an unsorted bale? What kind of bale? Towels? Like, just saying I want to buy a bale doesn't make any sense.
In your head, in their head, they're like, "Yeah, it's gonna be
vintage and grails and
all 3D emblems."
Yeah, dumbasses.
There needs to be.
I need to if somebody hits me up again and goes like, "Can I buy a bale?" I'm just gonna send you like a mixed clothing bale, and you'll be lucky to get 1% vintage.
Yeah.
So like, if you buy a 100-pound bale, you might get a pound of vintage. Like literally, that's how low and you've been hitting rag. The yield of rag to vintage is so low, and it's getting lower and lower every day.
I think that we're coming to a time right now where, unless you are flourishing because of your social media presence, it's going to pretty much only be people who are bending over backwards that really love this, and people who are riding coattails with the social media and are, in a sense, being, post your children or whatever and still have the access because of the clout that they've established online. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's going to come to a point where the guy who really does love doing this and isn't as social media savvy or really just doesn't care as much to put their face out there is going to be bending over backwards to find like scraps or,
Yeah, but I will argue that point. The guy who is picking up scraps, yes, it's going to be hard for that guy.
Yeah.
But there's also the social media person is only good.
Is that what's trending?
No, if they still have good connections and are willing to put the work in to get the shit.
That's true.
And yes, their clout will get them some love because they'll have more opportunity for connections. Mm-hmm. But there's also lots of the still to this day, the most successful people in this business are not even known.
No, yeah.
There's massive companies that
they don't want to be known.
Well, they just don't care because they have successful businesses. They're older people who actually have established themselves well beyond this clout chasing younger generation's bullshit.
And it also geographically, I assume that it has factors too.
Like even look at okay, so for an example of that, like I'm going to use the Red Light in Seattle, right? That store cranks dollar bills, right?
That's the several floor one.
No, that's the one you went to.
Yeah.
No, remember we went to the sneaker store and dropped off some Yeezy the last day.
Yeah,
it was like just down the road from there, near the college.
Oh yeah, that's
and the guy was. 80s. Remember the homie was telling us he's like, yo, that store makes fucking bank.
That's the one that had the 80s. It's packed. Yeah.
They have a fucking tried and true business model. Yeah. Everything they sell is walking in the door. They're buying it off the public. The owner probably doesn't have to be hands-on at all. That guy can fucking walk away, go to the beach, whatever he wants to do, and that store cranks. Yeah. It's like you can establish business models that are better. The problem is now everybody thinks nowadays there is a misconception, I believe, with social media. Everyone thinks the better I get at social media, the more money I'm going to make. Yes, social media can help you make money, but it's not always like directly correlated at all. It's like that guy Tekken Sports, who runs the most successful eBay store. He's shut it down now, but like he had the most successful eBay store for men's clothing, period, in the world.
That was your homie that's like, yeah, I could retire or whatever?
He is retired.
Yeah.
He only recently, after retirement, became social media guy. Mm-hmm. Before that, he's just like head down. Nobody fucking knew who he was.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Yeah.
So like, you don't have to be big on social to make a shit ton of money, and I guarantee you the people who aren't wasting time on social, a lot of them are probably doing better.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think any of the success in the industry comes down to is not talking about it and just doing it.
Yeah.
Because like,
so should we end this podcast and just shut up and get to work?
Yeah. See you. I don't know why you guys.
We already did our work.
I don't even really know why you guys are watching.
It's 11.
Are you done work or what?
It's 11:12 at night for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck? No, but you know what? This show is my podcast is the.
It can be informational.
Well, I think it's informational, but it's also the best background noise for listing.
Yeah.
So okay. I bet you like half the people that listen to this show are doing it while they're bored in their stores, or they're doing it while they're listing death piles.
Or they're ignoring their girlfriend.
Shout out to those guys. Those are the real ones.
We just got them busted.
If you're ignoring your girlfriend,
they have to pay attention to their girlfriend right now.
If your girlfriend's in the room, shout out to the girlfriends for sticking with the guys.
Yep.
And shout out to the guys.
This is worth it, by the way.
For screwing over your girlfriends to listen to the Vintage and Stuff podcast with your host, Drew Hyphen. If you ignore your girlfriend to watch the show, put it in the comments. We want to know. Put it in the comments.
But now you have to pay attention. Sorry.
That's great.
Yeah. Found it.
Okay, so what's the next topic on the... Oh, no, we were talking about sneaker culture in the restaurant.
Oh, we're not done?
We're not done.
I thought you were actually...
No, I was just saying that was a good little segue about the girlfriends.
Okay, another thing about that. If you stick with him...
Stick with who? Me?
No. To the girls out there that are with men who have this job.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is a message to the girls.
Your
wardrobes?
No. Your efforts and your hope in these gentlemen does not go unnoticed. These are real jobs. We're making real money. This isn't, like when it's the holidays and your family, this is something that I've been asked as a vintage reseller. So what does your boyfriend do? Oh, he sells dirty old t-shirts. Oh, that's cute. What does he actually do? Average monthly, we make just as much as just as much as anybody working a 9 to 5. So it's a real job.
I think it's like anything. It can be a shitty little hobby, or it can be a fucking booming business.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the show too. Like, I've interviewed people who are just doing it as a hobby but have cool side hustles, and then I've interviewed people that make 7 figures.
Yeah.
So
that's like, I almost did. I think my best year has been close to 100,000. So it's all right.
It's good
for a kid who was fucking homeless 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Life doesn't have a manual, and sometimes you gotta find things like,
No, and also just the dollar value doesn't always dictate. It definitely doesn't dictate happiness, but it also doesn't even dictate your take home.
No.
Sometimes you could have a guy who does $1 million in sales but only takes home $100,000.
Just like
COVID. And you could have a guy who sells $300,000 a year but takes home $200,000 of that money.
Just like the COVID live selling t-shirts. Oh, I paid $500 for a t-shirt to sell it for $550.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know. Like, just hearing someone's gross sales, yeah, I find so misleading. And I don't ever take that as like, wow, you're killing it, because that isn't always the case.
Buy low, sell high. That's
because there's guy like this. The podcast that just dropped hasn't dropped yet, but it will be by the time this comes out. Alex Bando, she gave shout out to this guy Rocha Vintage. Him and his brother and his sister work together. They just bought a house off selling on Whatnot.
I love hearing like people that are coming from like other backgrounds, not just the clothes, and they've excelled in it. Connor, 5 Spot Vintage, he was into the books and whatever, came into the clothes. He expressed to me ages ago that he wanted to do the clothes. It wasn't the right time, and then he got into the clothes, and he's hit the ground running, right? He's been highly successful, motivated, driven. And it's cool when people segue in from different avenues. Like the books, some people will be furniture, some people will be collectibles. But when it really takes off for them, that's so exciting for me to watch, because it's like, it reminds me of when I first started, and just having that fucking fire under your ass that gets you up every morning. And then when they can buy a house, and it's like the time frame right now is like pretty good for being able to sell cross platforms. We didn't have as much like platforms back then, like when I first started. So when people are just starting up and they're just doing really well, that fucking makes me happy. Yeah.
Being honest?
Yeah.
Doesn't piss you off?
No. I encourage people, like, even in the thrift, I'm like, I can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, that's true. That's like a lot about this. People used to ask me when I started this podcast, like, aren't you worried about like everyone knowing this shit? And I'm like, well, not really, because
it's good energy,
I can't be anywhere all at once.
Yeah.
And, I just sure people learn a lot from the show, and that's kind of why I started doing the Patreon, because I'm like, you guys are learning so much. And I have people hit me up all the time going like I got started. Like, one guy came up to me at ThriftCon. He's like, my son makes $500,000 a year, and he started from listening to your fucking show.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's some serious shit. Like, your son's doing fucking $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
He's fucking 19, and he's fucking started listening to my show.
They got social media and the technological beeps, beep, beepity beep, and they can get on there like the Jetsons and make all the money.
He's definitely not taking home $500,000 a year, but he's probably still doing really good. But that's the new generation, and that's possible. And it's like that kid's business really doesn't hurt my business.
No.
So why I should be stoked. But the moral of the story is if you want to learn this business, if you want to know more about this business, you want to be like that kid that's making $500,000 a year, you got to get on the goddamn Patreon. Stop being a cheap motherfucker. It's $5 a month, plus you get a free week trial anyway. It's stupid ridiculous.
Andrew will fly out to you.
Punch you in the balls if you don't get on the Patreon.
He will literally be at your door every morning and drive you to the thrift and source.
Yeah.
Which will never happen. But we're selling that dream right
now. So,
yeah. That's the effect that this has.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. You're talking about Vibe Spot and you're stoked for him and other people that start to catch like success, which, you know, I also am stoked for people, but there's always like a little bit of the old head left that's like,
yeah,
what are they doing that I'm not? Or how could I like,
you can't have that.
How could I build the business better or all these things? Not like to him in particular. Like I'm happy for him. He's a market killer. This guy's at a market like twice a week, every week. It's dude, you're fucking, and I've done that too. That is a tiring ass job that you can only do when you're young. Actually, my dad still does it. He's like 80, but he's crazy.
Every time we see him, he's like, Drew, when's the next, this and that. He's super plugged
But that's
in.
a tiring ass job. In my business, I don't want to be locked into like markets all the time. So there is a bit of my old head mentality where I'm like, I get salty sometimes, but I'm also like stoked for these guys, especially if the people that are catching that success are genuine people. They ignore, like they give also as they receive, because I feel like there's a lot of takers in the business.
Yeah.
Again, this is not about Vibe Spot, it's just in general. No. A lot of takers in the business who don't like give enough, who only take.
Let's list all those people's names. Let's list every single person's name
fuckload of them
in the entire world, starting with. No, we're not going there.
But like, I'm gonna be real right now about something.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna name names, but I'm gonna be real that like a lot of people in this business won't fuck with me or my brother strictly because we have a big business. Like, and they're salty at us for some reason that has not, like, that we never did anything with them. We never like have done, well, we've done, there's been people that have bad blood with us, but I'm saying like,
that's life.
There's just random people out there that won't do business with us solely for the fact that we have a big business and they don't want to help us grow. They want to do what they can to see us fail.
Yeah.
And like,
and they're probably living very miserable lives.
That's like such a salty ass way to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like being at the skate park when you're young and seeing a guy like each week he keeps learning more and more progressive stuff. What are you gonna do? Break his fucking ankle so he can't progress? Like, it's just be accountable for your life, your corner. Put good energy out there. There's a good chance,
and there's also that theory. I've been thinking about this theory today, actually, called like not theory. Quote: comparison is the killer of happiness. Okay,
sure.
Which is very valid, because it means if you compare yourself to someone, you're going to be less happy. You're going to be judging your own success, your own life, based off of somebody else's success. Now, I've seen this play out so many times, and it literally is the basis of social media, right? So like when you're on social media, all you're doing is you're comparing yourself to the people you're seeing.
100%.
And you're judging and you're comparing and you're wondering, why don't I have that? Why am I not as good? What can I do to be that good?
Take lots of breaks from social media.
Yes. Take the fucking breaks, or just get off it. Like, I think there's a lot of value in post. There's people who post but don't scroll.
Yeah.
Like the scrolling is the death part.
Yeah.
So
how many times you get stuck in that wormhole?
A lot.
Yeah.
You get you're judging your own life based off these other stories. Then what you end up doing is instead of sticking true to what you want to do, you start to alter your plan based off of a comparison to somebody else.
Trends.
Yeah. And then you've lost sight of your plan. That's why it's so important, in my opinion, to create goals. Really think about what the fuck you want. Create goals, create business plans, create like timelines of what you want, and then write that shit down so that when you get that comparison diversion, you can go back.
It's also profitable though, like the
What
constant
is?
just like the negative you're talking about, the way that it's designed is designed also to be profitable though.
How?
So people are scrolling and then the trends are changing.
Of course, they built these things to fucking addict us.
Did you hear, and I don't know if this is true, but it's the depop is actually about data mining?
I don't know about what TikTok is. I don't know what Depop.
But apparently, like, I heard something.
Why would Depop be like that? There's an English company that started Depop.
Yeah, I heard some
data mining for like trends.
Yeah, I heard it's not even actually about like the clothes. I heard like somebody.
But what are they data mining? It would only be data mining trends
for the trends. Yeah, I heard it was like
probably. Well, false. I guarantee you they are 100%.
Yeah,
they're every like data mining might be like taking it to like a weird terminology, but like Facebook, IG, TikTok, eBay, even everybody, they would for sure, they own the data of their platform,
which right? None of us are affiliated with.
Well, no, we don't get anything from that.
Just stating that.
Well, when you sign up, there's a lot of small print that says like we don't own you, but we own the records of your sales.
These are facts, these are not facts. These are just opinions.
Well, that's a fact.
No, I'm saying my opinion on Depop is just an opinion and not a fact.
Are you worried they're going to hear you and cancel you? They're going
to shut down your account. YouTube might fucking take this down.
So what I would assume, and again, this is my assumption, but I'm pretty sure they would do this. They would sell data of the items. They would sell the sales data, right, to someone like WGSN, who is predicting trends for the future,
right.
And that's valuable because think about it. They're not only making money off our sales, but they can make millions of dollars off the data.
Money.
Millions of monies. Give me the monies.
Millions.
Anyway, for sure
the information, yeah.
Data farming your fucking brain, man.
Also, Depop. Anybody from Depop ever watches this, you have a very, very scarce brand list. When we're trying to create a post and we don't even see like G-Unit or like Rockaware or like Oakley. You probably have Oakley now, but spend a weekend with your programmers. Plug in all the brands. A square photo?
Well,
nobody is using a square photo anymore. This is not 2010.
I do.
But every other app is not square.
Really?
Every other app
Posh,
is 9/16. They're the only ones. So if I'm taking photos, they all have to be square because I'm listing across 4.
Yeah, well, we do square for the web, and then it goes automatic. So
there you go. But there's like a lot of people out there that they want to post on Grail, they want to post on Poshmark, they want to post elsewhere. They're forced, and if they're posting on Depop, they have to do it Depop way first.
Yeah.
Non-binding offers. These are children that are 12, 13, 14. They don't get a concept of money. So to have non-binding offers on Depop, and I just need Depop to somehow read this listen to this, and this is like a huge pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, well, it took
they don't get the concept of money.
Binding offers only just happened on Grail, right?
No, they've been a thing forever. It's always been like binding offer, you accept it, you're paid.
But it was only been like a year, no?
No, it's always been.
Why did that?
But Depop, it's like I'll get 30 offers sent to me a day and accept them all, and nothing is binding.
Yeah, so how many of those I will actually pay?
0. But you saw what I did the other day. I went on ChatGPT and I got ChatGPT to write me a highly manipulative response for them to message them after. And since I've been messaging them after accepting their offer rather, like 70% have been good. So that's good news.
There you go. ChatGPT coming in clutch.
Yeah.
You know what my son said to me? He's like, ChatGPT doesn't like it when you ask how to rob a bank.
What? Of course not.
That's what he said to me. Actually, because we were messing around with ChatGPT last night. But then he said, but if you ask it how a robber robs a bank,
yeah,
it'll tell you
because it's inadmissible or something.
It's like third party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you need to do is
ChatGPT won't give you stock advice, investing advice.
But what if you ask ChatGPT, if I was a stockbroker, what would I choose?
Yeah, maybe. I tried to do videos on ChatGPT because ChatGPT now is linked to this thing called
Is it free?
Yeah.
It's always been free.
Yeah, you don't pay.
Is there pro features?
Yeah, I think so. There's definitely like pro video stuff. I don't know what the pro features are.
So the ChatGPT app itself, it's capable of doing like video too?
Well, it's linked to this other thing called Veep that like will do a video, but it doesn't. See, there is sites now that will actually make video content for you, right?
Right.
Like you'll be like, I want to see a plane that turns into a dinosaur, blah blah. It'll like make some video like that, right?
Yeah.
But the one that's attached to ChatGPT right now, it's kind of whack. So you could be like, I want a reel. I want it to be 30 seconds. I want it to be about a sale I'm having at the store.
Yeah.
I want like it to be people shopping in a store, blah, blah. What it'll do is it'll like get a bunch of crappy stock footage off the internet and cut that with your text and make it look like you made a reel.
Yeah.
But it's like super janky stock footage.
Good though.
Yeah, I did one last night.
Yeah.
I was gonna post it and just be like, this is the AI.
Is it good, bad, or
no? It's like kind of bad, kind of good, baddie, bad. I don't know. It's shit. Like I wanted it. I was like, I told it to make me a video for we have a bag sale tomorrow.
Yeah,
up in Whistler, and I was like, make me a video of a bunch of people shopping in a pile of clothes, and like they're all excited, and like I kind of typed out like what I wanted to see.
Are people biking up there yet?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then it gave me this video with like the voiceover, but the footage was like somebody in a department store shopping, and then it showed like footage of a dump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just random.
Yeah. Because you have to be hella specific or trick it into like.
Well, also it might not be able to find stock footage of what you want.
Yeah, because if I go right now online and I search thrift store yada something very specific, you'd be hard pressed to find something very specific in a thrift store, like with visual or video reference.
Yeah, but did you see the Leap of Faith, Jamie Thomas?
Yeah.
The AI version of it?
No.
So they AI'd him landing it.
Okay.
Because the Leap of Faith, he broke his board and bailed.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But then, I don't know who posted, I reshared it the other day, they posted a version of him landing. And it was like a joke because everyone knows he didn't land it.
Yes.
And you can kind of see where like the AI takes over and he lands it.
Yeah, what video was that in?
In like a Zero video, probably, right?
Yeah, what was it called? It was called, wow, I feel like fucking,
I don't know.
Poser.
I should know this too because,
oh my God.
I forgot the name of the video. But
Alyssa Steamer was in the video too, and like,
yeah, so nuts. I'm like, this is whack. Yeah. This is whack that they're like, there's going to be a point soon enough that we don't know what's AI and what's not, because there is programs. It's not ChatGPT, but there is programs that will you could be like, make me a video of someone skateboarding off a 50 set and it'll look real.
Yeah, and then once that's paired with like the hologram technology, then Tupac will be having shows again. Yeah.
People will pay like $300 a ticket.
Yeah.
For some stupid hologram.
Yeah. But then you get those like wormhole people too that are like, Tupac isn't even dead.
Yeah.
Were you ever a Tupac fan?
Not really.
No, me either. You're gonna get a lot.
Cancel us.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I never got into it. Was it Biggie?
I wasn't even a Biggie.
Who?
I was
Nas?
I was in Nas.
No, it's not.
And like Alcoholics and like Mobb Deep and Guru and
Yeah. Like, so for me, it would have been Nas too, definitely.
Yeah, Nas is rad.
Yeah. Has Nas ever been close to cancel? No.
Not that I know of. He's not really much in the last like 15 years in the limelight.
No. Well,
like, he's had some tours and shit. But.
He's put out quite a few new albums that you should probably listen to.
Yeah.
And just as good as ever. Yeah.
What about Eminem's new album? You listen to it?
No. I'm probably not going to. I think
I've heard like the one song.
I don't like Eminem either.
You didn't never like Eminem?
No.
I liked Eminem.
When I was younger, I think which was the one, Blue and Yellow Purple Pills?
That's on the Marshall Mathers LP.
So there was a summer where
that summer was like 2001 or something.
And every convertible that drove up and down the fucking road had it, and it was like everybody was like on fucking drugs. Like they were just like, it's like the whole world had caught
that album was blown the fuck up. Apparently, so on that show, The Golden Touch, about golden auctions on Netflix, which I already talked about this a little bit, they get a signed Eminem album.
Oh.
The album before that album that never did well. Okay. So his Marshall Mathers LP was the first like breakout record, but he had a failed record before that. Nobody knows it. Okay. Well, people know it, but it's not that big. It never did well.
Okay.
It went for 50 fucking grand. Signed fucking record. 50 grand?
Yeah, but like, how much did that Martin dude fucking buy the Wu-Tang one for?
Martin who?
Martin
Scorsese?
No, the guy who bought the unheard, unreleased Wu-Tang album.
I don't know. How much
did it
go
like
for?
The guy who fucking made the AIDS drug and then jacked the price up.
How much did that go for?
A lot.
Like what? Like hundreds?
Martin Scorsese, and then apparently
millions of dollars.
Yeah, and apparently like they're doing
unreleased though. Yeah, so no one ever heard.
Nobody.
Yeah, and apparently, but he owned the rights to that music.
But they're doing
Did he own the rights to that music?
I don't know.
So that could be different.
I think they're doing a listening party for it soon, though. So there's going to be an entire album.
That's different. That's like unreleased shit that nobody's ever actually heard. This is just a record, a never opened record that was signed.
Different, yeah. Wait.
Yeah. I think that's a lot. 50 grand for a fucking record?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
They had Dr. Dre's like necklace, gold necklace, and they were estimating that at like $750,000.
What do you think the most C-list memorabilia to be sold on eBay was? Like, and whose was it?
I don't fucking know.
I think Vanilla Ice spit water at me one time, and then I ended up with his water bottle.
Nice. Sell it on eBay. I think I have that water bottle right here somewhere. Could be any water bottle.
Man, I remember.
We have to photo match it. That's how they do it. They photo match it.
But this was just like a regular clear one.
So, dude, you know, they had on the show, speaking of that show, I'm going to drop some other shit on you. A fucking unopened iPhone 1 in the box.
Yeah.
Sells for like 25 to 50 grand.
I have an iPhone 3.
And they fucking x-ray it to make sure that it's like in the box still.
Yeah.
What else do I think was interesting on that show?
Have you had your eyes on any more storage units? Because I remember you found something.
No, dude, that was fucking whack.
No, but you got some good.
Nah, dude, I still have a bunch of shit from that.
No, what was your best find?
I barely made any money, dude.
What was it?
What was it? No.
There was like a really.
Oh, the tits?
Yeah.
Silicone tits.
What'd you do with those?
I still have those. I can't. How am I gonna put those on Facebook Marketplace?
I think you should repurpose them.
That's what Pete said.
Really?
Pete said I should put them on like a punching bust.
When you
the
get
punching
angry?
man bust.
When you get angry,
Yeah, punch some titties. Yeah, so I have the titties.
Put them on the counter.
That was my first time doing a storage unit score. Dude, that was shit. There's like, sure, I've sold some things from it, but like they were all like not valuable. There was nothing that was like, this is like a $500, $600 piece.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched the video and I was like,
so much work, dude, to do that shit.
I was like, oh. And like, you see yourself and you're like, it's almost like, have you ever like psyched yourself up for something that you know is whack?
Try not to.
Maybe
this episode.
Here's a weird concept. Yeah, but we were unprepared and it's late.
I just kidding. This is actually sweet.
I was actually kind of sick, so it was like, and then my neighbors right here can maybe hear us. Who knows? But I'm a nice tenant. I'm a good guy. So, but here's something that I've noticed.
People overcycling for shitty things?
Maybe.
Did I seem like I was overcycling for that locker?
No, but this is the segue that I'm talking about when it comes to like, there'll be stuff I get from, and when I first started going to a rag, I would put that stuff on a pedestal, and then I'd go thrifting, and the stuff would be way better. But I'd be like, it's from a rag. Let me know if anybody else has had this like epiphany where they'll get home, they'll compare the quality, and they'll be like, "What? But this came from a rag, so it must be." And then you're like, "This is from the thrift," even though the thrift stuff's cleaner. You don't got to do any laundry. It's typically better shape and like way more curated or whatever because you just have that opportunity.
Yeah, you typically like find different grade. You'll be like way more designer in the thrift,
but you're not going to find distressed.
No, that's the difference. But distress is only good if it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. And try explaining that to people who don't understand vintage. I recently had a conversation with somebody who's an outsider, and we were talking about the distressed nature of car pens. So, yes, we are fucking buying and selling construction worker trades people's old pants, but not every single fucking pair is art.
Yeah.
You don't look at, every
single pair is sellable, but it's not art. Yeah.
But it's not art.
Yeah.
And just for people who don't know that are outsiders, we're not looking at them going, that's a used pair of pants. That's a used pair of pants. That's a used pair of pants. We're not dictating any of the distressed nature, any of like the cosmetic imperfections. They are just, there's not a mold. We're looking at it like an artist looks at it's their canvas. They're plain canvas, and then they choose their first brush stroke, or say they're out painting a scenery and they're gonna pick, oh well, this is a nice like fucking mountaintop thing with the sun and everything. That's how we're looking at these shirts. That's how we're looking at these pants. We're not just going, oh yeah, that's fucking got holes and shit in it, so it's all the same. That's something that people need to understand.
Your tangent is roundabout. What are you saying?
I lost myself like 10 minutes ago, honestly.
What do you say? So you're basically saying like, just because it's distressed doesn't mean it's art. It has to be
art. To be like, it has to speak to, like,
yes,
it has to tell a story.
It has to tell a story. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. There's something there that I'm not emphasizing on because it's probably late or whatever. But I definitely think
the best, my favorite Carhartts are the black with faded, with the whiskers.
And it's almost like a bluey white, right?
Yeah, it gets really... The fading... the fading on black Carhartt double knees can get so fucking beautiful.
Intense, right?
It's like very nice. So I'm all about that. And I do think you're right. Like, it needs to tell a story. It needs to show the wear. The beautiful thing about workwear in general, I've always been into workwear.
Yeah.
Like way before Carhartt was even cool.
And like the Hige and everything. Yeah. Which people don't even know what it is. It
shows like what the person was up to, man.
Yeah.
And I also think that workwear in general, even if it's not distressed, is functional, which I like. You know, I'm not really like into I have somebody, shout out Melody, who is like repairing stuff for me. She's a friend of mine and my wife's.
Oh, great.
And she like fixed all my pants. So I was like, she's done a few repairs recently for me because I try to save all my pants. My pants get fucked up. So I was cleaning out my closet and like doing laundry and looking at like how many pairs of pants need repair. Dude, I have like 40 pairs of pants from my personal closet that need repairs. They either have the rip right above the double knee always happens. Right above the like the one I bought from you has that. Yeah. Right? Always happens right above the double knee. Or I have fucking crotch rips in Levi's, 501s, fucking crotch rips in Levi's all the fucking time. They wear out the crotch and they rip. I have these painter pants that have fucking holes in the ass.
Those look great.
Yeah, I love those fucking pants. Like, I need to keep these pants alive. So, like, I'll repair these things until they're fucking dead. Yeah. I literally have, like, 30 pairs of pants that I'm like, shit, these all need repairs. I have nothing to wear. I've been wearing these camo pants for, like, 4 days straight because I don't have other fucking pants.
Which camo was that one?
This is, like...
Did you get those from me?
Dude, I don't even fucking know what this is, man. I don't think so. I gotta blow my nose. Keep talking to the camera.
Last time I was in the rag, there was, like, 60 pairs of those. But
you should get them.
But they weigh a lot.
Not as much as the fucking military World War II things you bought.
No, those are great.
Let's show this.
This is from an early 90s Versace Jeans Couture collection. Betty Boop. Shout out the Salvation Army in New Westminster, BC, Canada. Drew scored this off.
I bought it for the store. It'll be available in Gastown.
He's not making anything on it.
No, I'm gonna make something.
He's gonna make a buck or two.
So
I had to come pretty steep with this one. But how often do you see something like this? What are your favorite Versace pieces of the era? I know there's like the coveted, obviously the Tupac one. This one's really great.
The Tupac one?
Well, like the Baroque, like the super duper ultra like gaudy one that Tupac wore.
Yeah.
I found a silk. What kind of ones did you guys get back in the day? Like what kind of like detailing did they have? I had one with mushrooms on it that was like silk at one point.
I don't know. We had a lot at one point.
I remember on the website.
There was like fucking 30 or 40 silks, Versace silks.
Yeah, those were great.
Man, I haven't had a real one of those in forever.
I haven't seen one in forever.
That was crazy.
Okay, something I always wondered along this era, along with that whole like silk shirt craze, the Chanel chain link bomber. Haven't seen one of those in forever. But was there
I've had some recently.
Was there ever a real one? Or was it always bootleg?
Pretty sure it was always bootleg.
Yeah.
Some of the bootlegs had like a shitty janky label. Most of them didn't.
So yeah, there was never like a real one.
I don't think so. There was a scarf probably.
And isn't it nuts that like literally a lot of the whole thing was like second wave like of Dapper Dan in the 80s. So that was like the Dapper Dan movement of the 90s.
Yeah, but it was... Dapper Dan was like artisanal, right?
Yeah.
That shit was just like mass-produced China bootleg.
Yeah.
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 So...
There would have been like...
still probably Canal Street.
What about like Dr. Romanelli?
Yeah, what about him?
So that would have been like 90s, right?
No. I don't know if he was back in the 90s.
I remember it pretty early.
Possibly, but
yeah,
he wasn't like his shit again. I don't think I've ever found a Dr. Romanelli piece in the wild. His shit is so low run.
I found a pair of those. Did you see the leather motorcycle pants that I had forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the.
But I don't think those were his.
No, but like that whole like bootleg culture, that whole like custom luxury upscale kind of like model or whatever. He's blowing his nose like crazy.
Okay, yeah, that shit is rework. It's not bootleg.
Mm-hmm.
Romanelli's not bootleg. Although I don't know exactly everything he's ever made. Oh, fell on
a little more padding now.
Fell on me. The true religion's avalanched on my head.
So let's talk. What else talk about? Is that it's crazy since the bootleg started. I'd probably say like Dapper Dan did it the best and the biggest, right?
Yeah, sure.
But it's crazy to think that now he's designing for Gucci.
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
Just like that's nuts to me.
Well, Dapper Dan, people that don't know, was like 80s, way back.
Yeah.
Creating like artisanal bootleg jackets, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, monogram, crazy wild different patterns. Obviously, like was around the same time that like hip hop was just in its infancy, right? So like it came up with hip hop, kind of, right? In Harlem, I'm pretty sure. And so fast forward like a lot of years, the stuff becomes popular again as like vintage revival in like 2000 and mid 2000, 2010 to 15 era, whatever.
Even the 90s too. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm sure people still were into it the whole time. He was still producing, like he never stopped producing. And then in the last like 5 years, Gucci, or was it Louis? Gucci caught a fuck ton of flack for then reproducing the puffy shoulder jacket.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah.
He made this jacket that had like crazy puffy fucking arms.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like a feminine female jacket. And then Gucci reproduced it, and then the fucking internet blew up. Right?
I just know that he had like a shit ton of collections released under Gucci that were like is directed
because then Gucci felt bad.
Yeah.
And Gucci's been like canceled all these times, right?
Right.
So that was one of them. They're like getting fucking blown up on the internet for copying their bootlegger. Yeah. and then they probably were like, we'll hire you and like make it all better now.
This seems to be an ongoing trend with like the energy with Gucci and like celebrities or artists and like yeah.
They also got canceled for like racist stuff. Remember that?
It, yeah.
That was like
a lot of fashion is deeply like political and racial too. So
yeah, like this wasn't even long ago too. This was like within the last 6 years. They got ousted for like some campaign that I think had like racial tones, and then that fucked them over.
I see the future being very dark for like fashion houses because like look at Balenciaga. We all just not saying we, it's you and I. Fashion kind of just swept all that shit under the rug.
Yeah. Balenciaga is the fashion brand of the lizard people of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
God, you say that like it's the truth.
It is. It's fact.
That's a fact.
I literally heard that.
The lizard people.
Yeah.
You actually heard that?
No.
Okay. You heard it here first.
But like,
you heard it here first.
They're deeply political and deeply concerning topics when it comes to high fashion.
If there was a brand of the deep state Illuminati underworld, it would be Balenciaga.
I don't know. The Pope wears Prada shoes too, so
Yeah, but the Pope's not lizard people.
Have you heard about the red?
The Pope
bottoms?
is a pawn.
Have you heard about the red bottom?
Louboutin?
Yeah.
What about it?
Look into that wormhole.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us.
No, I'm not fucking. I live in fucking Utah, down some road. You guys aren't finding me.
What are you worried about? Tell the fucking red bottom story.
No, it's like I don't even know the whole fucking thing, but there's just like some bloody shoes.
Give us the fucking cliff notes.
Bloody shoes, and it's like about like fucking yeah. Some the bottom of the shoes are like bad blood or something like that.
With who? With what?
I don't fucking know.
Oh,
I know
come on. You don't even know anything about
down
it.
the wormhole. I don't want to go back down it, but I know there was like...
Okay, sorry guys for just giving you a teaser. So I guess you have to go down the Louboutin red bottom wormhole of conspiracy to find that information, which I'm sorry we can't give it to you right here on the fucking show.
I would have assumed
let me tell you,
known.
No, I have never heard of that, but I'm going to learn.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about my dream last night. I came in. I'm like not a very vivid. Are you a vivid dreamer? Do you remember a lot of your dreams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very vivid. I remember one dream that I used to have, and it's been reoccurring. It's probably happened about 10 times.
Yeah. Tell
it. In my old house, there's this fucking... What do they call those things where it's like a crawl space? I lived in a condo when I was young, like a main floor apartment. It was ground level, so there's like a thing. So if there's ever like a tornado, you go in it, crawl space underneath the house.
Are you sure that's not just like a random airspace? Are you supposed to go in there during tornadoes?
I think so. Yeah.
We don't get tornadoes here, dog.
Or it was in Calgary.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was just like underneath the apartment, and there was maybe like 5 feet. You would drop down into it. Anyways, so it's kind of a childish, whatever. So in the dream, I'm like going down into this hole. There's snakes everywhere, and then the ground collapses, and then there's this fountain, and it's got like all these like sadistic kind of like Care Bears, and I'm coming down in a car into like the middle of this fountain, and they're all kind of like grabbing at me and everything like that. And I think it had influences from those movies like Labyrinth.
People Under the Stairs?
No, Labyrinth.
You ever seen that movie, People Under the Stairs?
Probably.
That's some freaky shit. I think it's Stephen King. Fucking freaky movie. Yeah. Labyrinth is dope.
Yeah,
Labyrinth is great.
And like, what was the other one where...
Crystal Skull or Crystal something?
Oh, the one where it's like under the kid's bed and then they're like skateboarding.
Oh, Little Monsters.
Yeah.
That movie's dope. Yeah. I just watched it with my kids like not long ago.
So, okay.
Yeah, like there's a world under the fucking under the bed.
This is literally, if I ever had my own vintage shop, I want to base the way it looks like a combination of Little Monsters under the bed, where it's like the fucking half pipe, the like cool dudes.
Are you confusing Little Monsters with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes, but I want to combine them both.
Because that layer was cool too.
Yes. So, what other movies had these fucking layers? That's like, because a lot of these layers are like, that was the pop culture I was obsessed with. That's like kids, sort of what do you call it? Like orphan kids, and layers, and fucking like, and they were wearing
like kind of
like they were wearing like what? I guess it would be like LL Bean stuff, and they were wearing like 80s kind of like thrash skateboard looking stuff, like probably Vision and like a lot of that kind of gear, and like they'd be in the city and it'd be like Lois Lane kind of vibe, like the fucking sinister cab driver, and he'd be like, "Hey, you kid," you know, and like the guy with the trench coat, the guns for like all that wormhole, that fucking whatever you want to call it, that is like what got me started into pop culture.
That's a vibe.
Yeah,
that's a fucking vibe.
I saw Bebop and Rocksteady the other day. In a meme, it was like, we sat down with an 80s punk rocker Bebop and talked what punk music was like in New York City, and it was just a meme, right? Obviously. any young person looking at that now, like, what? Why would this cartoon have any reference to punk music? But
so my dream last night was super vivid. Enough about your stupid dream.
That was a good sidebar.
That was a good sidebar. I like the layer talk. So my fucking dream last night was so fucking vivid. I remember it so clearly. At least the end, because like you never remember the beginning of your dream because it's like the dream could be really long, and then you only remember this like end portion, right?
Yeah. Depends on how hot she was.
Well, this is weird because I'm at so I'll just tell you the dream. I'm at fucking Sean White's apartment,
right,
in like Culver City. Which I don't know why I assumed he had an apartment in Culver City because I don't think he does. He has a house in Malibu.
He's the crazy ginger one, right?
Yeah, snowboarder, like the goat of half pipe riding. People say.
I remember seeing him in Calgary when I snowboarded. Yeah,
yeah. So he like I'm like I watch a ton of snowboarding, so I'm super into snowboarding. Anyway, but I'm like I haven't been watching snowboarding lately, so I'm at fucking Sean White's house. We're fucking like partying or something. Like went back to his house after like a night at the bar. And it's like me, him, and his girlfriend. Doesn't get freaky or anything, but it's me, him, and his girlfriend, and we're like hanging out. And I'm like, how am I hanging out with Sean White and his fucking girlfriend? This is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Then like I sleep at their house. I sleep over, but I'm like, whatever, just go to bed. And there's some other shit that happened there.
Was it a nice house?
No, it was like a shitty apartment like this. Sorry to throw your apartment under the bus.
My landlord.
It's like it was just like a small apartment in some apartment building. Like it's like
humble. Okay,
it was Yes, it was a humble apartment in Culver City, where I'm like, I guess in my dream I assumed that he had that apartment just so that he could like party in the city and go back to his house in Malibu.
Convenience.
Anyway, this is the interesting part. I go to bed, we're sleeping, but I'm like in this like lucid dream state. Of like, have you ever been there where you're like kind of awake, kind of not? You don't know if you're asleep or not, but I'm sleeping in my dream.
Yeah.
Which is a weird concept. I'm like asleep in the dream.
Yeah.
But I'm dreaming that I'm asleep in the dream.
That's a thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but then Sean White like hovers over me and I'm like half asleep, lucidly dreaming in my dream. And he starts going like, yeah, like I'm gonna let you in on the secret. Like you're gonna be one of us. Like, don't worry. Like tomorrow, I'll tell you all the secrets. We're gonna hook you up. You can't tell anybody, but like I'm letting you in on like the shit. And what he was doing in my dream was like telling me that he's gonna like bring me into the Illuminati.
Oh,
deep state shit, like with like adrenochrome.
So not.
Have you heard of adrenochrome?
Not Burton.
No, nothing to do with snowboarding. Like deep state Illuminati shit.
Yeah.
You've heard of adrenochrome?
Yes.
Okay, so people that are listening to this is some conspiracy shit, but adrenochrome is in
like those guys.
Theory, the Illuminati underworld harvests people, takes adrenochrome from their adrenal glands, and then fucking injects it to stay young. So Sean White in my dream was telling me he's going to hook me up into the Illuminati and I'm going to finally get the adrenochrome shit, which is not like I want that.
Is he the one with like the recovery story, or is that Ryan Scheckler?
Scheckler doesn't have a recovery story. Sean White doesn't have a recovery story. Oh, he has a recovery story of like beating himself up, but not from drugs. You mean from injury? Yeah, no. Sean, we watched it in Seattle. We were watching his movie. That's Sean White.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's retired now, but he's like the most winning fucking half pipe rider.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a fucking weird dream. I'm like, why is Sean White in the Illuminati? Why am I at his house? Why is he going to give me adrenochrome? This is so weird.
Did you get it?
No, I woke up while I was still sleeping.
You could have stayed young forever.
I was like, this is so weird, deep shit. Yeah. Weird. Okay, so I want to talk about one more topic. What? No, but I don't want it. I don't want some fucking underworld have to kill fucking kids to get this weird drug. They kill kids to get the drug.
Well, that's no good.
Quote unquote.
This is a wormhole. It's just not good.
Yeah. So sound off in the comments if you have opinions on that.
True.
We're going to talk about sneakers and... Hey, okay, so today at dinner...
I have a good topic when it comes to sneakers.
Okay, what?
So... everybody's wearing a bigger silhouette right now, it seems. The Jordan 4 seems to be the most common worn shoe. Air Force, it seems to be bulky or skate related. Not too much is focused on like the slimmer European sneakerhead silhouettes. And I'm wondering when that's going to change. What's your opinion on that? I see you're wearing the New Balance is the exception. I think New Balance has created a sneaker that is highly functional for basically anything you wear. The 550, which is weird because that was the bigger, thicker, bulkier silhouette, but is now
it's not as popular anymore.
Beat to death.
Yeah,
and that's like
that got way too overbeat.
Oh man, like
yeah,
I never saw that coming. And honestly, they are incredibly comfortable.
They're actually. You think the 550s are comfortable?
Yeah,
the 550s are not comfortable.
No,
dude, this is fucking comfortable.
In contrast to these,
this is comfortable. 550 feels like a shitty skate shoe to me. It doesn't. It's not comfortable. A lot of skate shoes aren't comfortable.
I had the ALD ones that it might have been a little more comfy.
Maybe, but I had the classic fucking 550s. I skate in them because I feel like they are a skate shoe silhouette.
They're so similar, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going to change. Apparently, like the sneaker industry is pretty stagnant right now. Again, I'm not.
Nigo is designing with Nike right now.
Yeah, in the fall he's got a project.
There's the shoe Nike Air Force 3 that was wearing.
Oh yeah,
so that's kind of exciting, and I wonder if it has anything to do with Nike's recent lawsuits of the 53 companies that they've just recently
53 companies.
Yeah, Nike's actually going for the jugular right now, and charging all these companies that are doing their one-offs and everything. There's been a lot of companies that have used the likeness, and that's something that was tying into bootleg culture and everything like that too. There's been a lot of sneaker rip-offs of Nike shoes, Jordans, Air Forces. I'm wondering when that's gonna
That's wild. No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that whole different.
I mean, I see all the lawsuits when they happen, but I didn't know they're going for 53 companies.
Yeah. And that was
that's gnarly.
Yeah. So I wonder if
the sneakers
tie in because of having the Bapesta silhouette being.
Well, did you see that post recently that
basically an Air Force?
During the height of Bape popularity, which I don't know when was that
It's always been.
But okay, this was I forget who came out.
Soulja Boy era, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were saying that Nigo. Own Bape, right? But also was responsible for flooding the market with fake Bape. So he was double dipping.
Okay.
He owned the company, but also flooded the market himself with the fake shit and made the money off it.
Because he's the fake shit.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Which is in my opinion, that's fucking genius.
Genius, yeah.
You're I'm making all the money on the real company. Everyone wants the fake shit too. Let's just do both.
I respect him a lot. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I think he's a cool guy. He gives layer energy.
Layer energy.
Everything is going to be layer energy.
I saw a picture of him just recently on Sean's fucking Instagram. Oh no, that was Poggy, that different guy.
Oh, is it? It's Poggy? I always thought it was Poggy.
Oh, maybe it is Poggy.
I don't know.
Poggy.
I like yours is better. Yeah, I like Poggy better.
I met him. I went to a store in Japan.
That guy's got a really cool style, and I like it.
Yeah. He's wearing that blazer made out of the jersey sheet. The sports jersey bed sheet.
No,
it's a sheet that just has basketball jerseys all over.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, those sports sheets.
So Jeff Hamilton-ish.
I mean, it's just a white sheet with fucking jerseys all over it. But he was wearing a suit blazer made of that fabric.
Okay, yeah.
I like clothes with pictures of clothes on them.
Did you see the thing that I reposted today? It was a button-up short sleeve. I think it was vintage and had like Warhol style, and then like all over proof, but it was cocks and balls.
No, I didn't see that.
You'll have to see it. Where's my phone? I have to
Cocks
show
and
this.
balls.
Where is it?
Cocks and balls.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
So yeah, at dinner, we went for dinner tonight before I did this buyout. Chris lost his phone. We're talking about
right here.
We're talking about women's buying and the complexities of selling women's vintage, and how most men
It's hard.
will not ever get good at being women's buyers.
Yes.
If you're a guy who thinks you're good at buying women's vintage, sound off in the comments, because I bet you're not good. You probably think you're good, but you're not good. But women... Let me see.
Oh, that is dope.
Is that old?
I don't know, but it's cool.
Detailed cocks. It's like those boob shirts where it's like the torpedoes, the missiles, the saggies. It should have all the different names of the dicks.
Did you have one of those posters when you were younger?
The tits?
No, where it was like higher learning, and it was like, or like the beers from around the world. Do you remember?
I remember the beers ones. Yeah.
Those
The
were
weed ones.
classic.
Yeah. Totally.
Did in your room? Did you have like the Folk 45 bottles pressed into the ceiling?
No.
That was an OG move too.
What do you mean bottles?
So like the bottle caps.
You press them into your ceiling.
Yeah.
So you just totally fuck up your
You
ceiling.
start like in a corner, and then like everybody who came over, my youngest, like, or my oldest, dating back oldest friend, I remember in a ceiling.
But you're literally just gonna fuck your ceiling.
No, you just press them into the popcorn. And it was
Yeah, but then like when you take them off, the popcorn's fucked.
oh, that's the next owner's problem. But we had a
My
corner.
parents would kill me if I did that to my
We had
fucking
a corner started, and like hundreds of 40 bottle. Like,
We never drank 40s, man. Until I drank 40s when I started to go to school in the States.
did you? Do
But we didn't really have 40s in Ontario. Like
Did you
not
do
malt,
40
not
hands?
malt.
Edward 40.
Yeah, dude. I've never done the 40 hands, but I've done wizard staffs. Have you done that?
No, what's that?
You never heard of wizard staffs? Dude, wizard staffs is when you're drinking
Sounds
beer
like a
cans.
fucking weird infection
every
that you
time-
get
no.
from some old man.
Every time you fucking drink a beer, you tape the full beer to the empty beer. So your cans keep piling and getting taped together. And eventually you have a wizard staff and you got like a fucking, you're drinking a beer with like 10 below it. It's like a fucking cane.
So you're spilling it everywhere.
No, because only the one on top is full. The rest are empty.
And no beer gets wasted.
No, because you drink a beer can.
Yeah.
You take an empty can, you tape it to a full beer. And now you're just drinking a beer with a can on the bottom. Empty can on the bottom.
Did they have?
And you go high. And like because like then it's like a competition of like who has the highest fucking wizard staff at the end of the night. I've done that before on like camping trips, and it's fucking ridiculous.
How many 40s did you polish off?
Oh, dude! Like when I was a kid, like the thing is, like in Canada, we never got malt liquor.
Oh,
You know that?
We did.
Not real malt liquor. You get like
Alberta, I
like
think so.
like you get Max Ice or something, right? What kind of 40s would you get?
We had Big Bear.
That was malt liquor or just beer?
Malt liquor. We had Colt 45. We had Big Bear. We had fucking. We had a lot.
Oh, maybe I'm tripping, but I mean I don't remember. I don't ever remember drinking malt liquor in Canada. I drank in the States, and I remember getting so fucking hungover off like OE, like one or two maybe, but like I remember getting hungover as fuck off like one, dude.
You probably felt really cool your first one.
Yeah, for sure. But I was like, this stuff's gross as fuck. I didn't like malt liquor. Yeah, it's gross, dude.
You watch Don't Be a Menace. No, you see Lope Dog there with your 40, and you're like suburban white kid in the fucking neighborhood with your buddies. And you got your 40. You're like, I'm basically Lope Dog.
Yeah.
You whip out your slippers. I'll just wear these then. Such a great movie.
How many 40s would you drink?
I think I maxed out at like 4.
Yeah, that's fucking gnar, dude. If you drank 4 40s of malt liquor, like, you gotta be fucking hungover as fuck.
Yeah. The first thing I ever drank was Boone's. Do you remember those coolers? Boone's?
Their beer? No.
No, it was a wine.
Yeah. Dude, you used to fucking drink the grossest, sugariest, shitty drinks in the world.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, what are they called? Those, like, Hawaiian punch fucking things.
Jaw drop.
Yeah. There's so much sugar in
That
those.
company, I fucking basically supported for
What was your max weight?
320.
What are you sitting at now?
Like 180. Yeah, that was fucked up.
And the only reason you got that big was because of those fucking drinks.
Yeah.
You fucking drank so much sugar.
Yeah, because I had my cardio and I was thrifting. I was great. I was robbing Value Village constantly.
Just drinking so much calories, dude.
To support my,
That shit was fucked.
We're going to cut this part out.
No, we're not. They're not even editing this stupid episode.
Anyways.
Okay, so back to we're gonna segue into this topic of women's picking. So we're talking about women's picking, and
oh yeah,
you were saying that you are getting better.
Yeah,
and I said
literally wore a skirt earlier.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
How'd that feel?
I wanted to show that even old heads can be progressive too. So, in a very like industrial fashion sort of way, progressive way. Oh, where's those shoes? I got those like really crazy Aldo shoes from the 90s that were like really thick stacks. They had shit screwed to it. It was like, I don't know, Rick Owens of the 90s, we're going to call it. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to put together a little fit, show the younger people that I could, surprise them a little bit. That people that grew up skateboarding and listening to rap music can also put together, like you did the other day.
What outfit did I put together?
You had your Avrex shorts.
Oh, when I was going youthful. I was going youthful.
That was the second take. Inspiration was your bold outfit there, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just like embellish on that in a fashion guy sort of way. I think it's good as we get older too to like step outside of the comfort zone.
Yeah, I don't often actually do that. I should do that more.
Well, you should, and that's what's missing right now. I think
I should get styled by Baldy. He does it for free. He always says that.
You can get your staff to style you. You can get anybody, or you could just
it's true.
Go to the back of the rag machine and find the stuff that's like weird and where you have a voice. You have people that will listen. Just literally like, and that's what it is. You know who I respect? Sean Weatherspoon. Yeah, he wears all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
There's
but
people
like
out there that are
he keeps it like you said, soft boy or whatever.
He keeps it, like conservative.
Maybe not Abercrombie, but yeah, it's like he's not wearing skirt over pants.
No, but he has like details of the items he wears that I think are like very unique, and like the elements of the shoe designs that he's created are very unique and like not like 501 basic like yeah.
So you found a pair of the Sean Weatherspoon vintage pants. So go get the pants. We're showing the pants. So he thrifted a pair of the vintage MTG pants that have the chip, that have the NFT chips. These are NFT pants. They're called the fruit embroideries or something. Fruits and veggies.
Yeah.
So here they are. Fruits and veggies pants. This is the company. What's it called?
Weird find.
It's called MTG, right? Or
MNTG
Mintage. These are like a 505 or some shit. Yeah. They're 517, sorry. And if you feel, there's like a chip in here. So bust out your phone and tap it.
I don't know if I have my NPC thing ready, but do you have one on yours?
What's NPC thing?
You need like an NPC reader.
I thought you just touch it and it comes up.
I think you need the reader. So let me see here. Maybe I'm too old for this technology, but is it?
And oh wait, it came up. Boom.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, so you just touch it and it pops up. It's crazy. And then it like takes you to this website. It says fruits and veggies jeans number 53.
So that's the 53rd.
Boom! It just popped this shit up.
And that's the technology, the future.
It says held by some address, autograph, connect a wallet to mint your on-chain autograph of this item.
So I think I can
sign in this item, add your autograph. Oh, so now that you've like got it, you can like be a next owner of it. Yeah. Certificate of authenticity, you can claim this thing. So yeah, it's this interesting new concept of like NFT pants, and there they are, and these were thrifted. We are living in the future.
They just came out.
They came out like months ago.
Which is still crazy because they came out in the States and I found them in Canada in like, you know, in a not very suspecting area.
Sorry, I'm not listening. I'm trying to sell something on Facebook Marketplace right now.
Is this available?
What?
Is this available?
It's what available?
Marketplace. Is this available?
No, I'm trying to sell a pair of Blundstones.
Oh.
Anyway. Okay, yeah, so that was a cool find.
Where's the chip?
And you didn't even know it. You could feel it. It's in there.
Where?
Look, you can tell they re-sewn on this patch. It's under. You can feel it's right in there under the embroidery.
Is it fabric?
No, it's like a chip, dude.
Oh.
It's there. It's under there.
Oh. Okay. I thought they were broken because it didn't pop up as...
You told me it did.
No, I know. Because I didn't have my end. I don't think.
And then they're just little cool like embroidered on. So this company's, we don't really know what's the future of this company, but we hit up Sean. Yeah, it's actually kind of fire. We hit up Sean, and he was like stoked that Chris thrifted them.
Yeah.
But let's get back to this topic of
his embroidery
of women's picking.
Yeah, not these. But if you want to,
okay. So what we were speaking on, and what my theory is. Okay, stop sidetracking. Is that if you were to curate an unbranded store of vintage, especially women's vintage, right?
Yeah.
If you had to like just pick silhouettes, cuts, styles, fabrics, omit brand completely, right? Do you see what I'm saying?
No. Okay,
so like every vintage store you go into, it's like even women's now are like, I got Prada, I got fucking this, I got that. Everyone's fucking label whores. We're label whores, right?
No.
Look at this. Yes, we are.
I don't know any of these labels.
You're lying.
Never seen them before.
So if you were to go and do an unbranded,
I don't fuck with labels.
If you were to do an unbranded, total curation of just styles, silhouettes, and things, that would be way harder 100%. Than what people are doing now.
Yeah.
And then we started to talk about like the reason vintage t-shirts blew up is because you don't need to know anything about fashion. No shade to vintage t-shirt dealers, but it's the easiest basic level because what it is
you can get the image without having like any fucking knowledge. You can jump right in. You can Google the backstory of what the subject matter on the shirt is. You don't need to learn how to like cater to a body shape or put the piece together in a color theory or anything like that. It's like Lego compared to fucking, clay and crafting out a clay.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, right.
It's very good, actually. I was like, where the fuck you going with this Lego thing? That worked.
Yeah.
That worked.
Yeah.
So it lends itself to the perfect gateway drug to vintage. and to collecting vintage and to being a dealer of vintage. Because then we start with them. Then we kind of likened it to sneakers. Like in sneaker culture right now, sneaker culture is down. But like, there's always like a top 20 sneakers, right? What's so funny?
I finally caved.
Yeah, Chris just bought
for the 4.
Yeah,
this is the most popular sneaker
right now.
And luckily, this pair is a little
heavy,
bit more comfortable than all the other 4s. Whatever. They got me. I'm a sucker.
Yeah, so that's like a shoe of the moment, and there's like 20 other shoes of the moment, and that's it. So to be a sneakerhead, you don't need to know a lot.
These
are also a shoe of the moment.
Yes.
Although they're not made in USA's.
They're not made in USA. These seem to be the two options that are doing the best right now. And maybe Crocs.
Yeah. And like with t-shirts, yes, there's more to know, but once you've been in it for a little bit of time, you know that what's a grail, what's not a grail, what dictates a grail, what dictates a mid. Like these things are pretty easy to learn.
Yeah, you could come in with like zero knowledge and figure it all out in like probably 2 hours.
maybe more than 2 hours, but yeah. And like, and I guess what we're saying is like a girl or a guy could do that. A girl could be a sneakerhead. A girl could be a t-shirt dealer.
Yeah.
But it's rare that a guy can get into women's vintage and be really successful at picking women's vintage.
Because there's just so many branches.
So many branches, so much to do with body type and fit and styles and silhouettes and cuts and fucking, is it a skinny strap or a thick strap? Does it have a waist? Does it have an A-line or a this or that? Is it blah, 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 blah? You're like, holy fuck.
And you only know this because of like being a woman, I assume, and having these curves. And I'm sure that there's certain areas of the body or just feelings and stuff that they like, and fabrics that do things that we're kind of like, who fucking cares as guys, right? Like, we're like, t-shirt, wear, go, shirt with collar, button. Those are our options.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Unless you want to go skirt over pants or some other options.
You could do some things.
The options really are limitless, but most people don't fucking venture into those realms.
You get the kilt. You get the kilt. That's like something. There's like a vest. You can wear the vest for guys, but like there's probably 10% of the options, really, right?
Yeah.
And we're kind of just like most of the dudes are kind of just like, yeah, if it's like roughly within my measurements, I'm going to be pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is also why when you look at the number of like vintage stores opening up, most of them are 80% men's clothing. And it's like 90% t-shirts.
It's fucking lazy.
It's fucking lazy. Because that's not like, you're not giving people the options to build outfits.
No.
And yeah, I obviously partnered with Amy recently, who's a woman, for partly that reason, so that we could have like a well-rounded store where women and men could shop. Because women shop 70% to 30%. Like they're 70% of the clothing market.
I sell a lot on Poshmark now, and it's like I've been sleeping, and we've all been sleeping as men, not really doing, all that we could in the space. We have,
and the women, the one saving grace is the women buy the men's clothes too.
Yeah, now,
which is good. They always kind of did. Like more
so now.
Like sweatshirts is a unisex item.
Very much so. Yeah.
T-shirts are a unisex item. Now a lot of pants are unisex.
Yeah. So like most of the space, I think in the last 10 years there was like, I think the baggy jean kind of fucking overhauled everything. It's just You don't see the skinny pants. You don't see like the high rise, the flare, the hip, all the variations of like the jeans women wore in the past as much as you do now.
Totally.
At least in like North America. There's probably other places in the world we're still like holding on to that or still relevant, right? Yeah.
I'm fading.
Me too.
We're done.
Yeah.
It's 12:30 at night.
We need some adrenochrome.
We do. Give me that fucking shot of adrenochrome.
We got to make organic adrenochrome so we don't have to harm it.
Made from coconuts.
Yeah. That's the new wave of the future.
Yeah. Let's invent that. Let's invent that.
Kid.
We'll call it organicrone.
It's actually brilliant.
All right, people, we're out. Thank you, Chris. Don't be lame. Get on the Patreon. Go tap in to lots of episodes that will make you money. If you guys like this random, no script banter of nothingness, a podcast about nothing, Chris's favorite show,
Seinfeld.
And then let us know in the comments and we'll do more. And also let us know topics you want us to banter on.
Yeah. Keep your stick on the ice and get your pets spayed or neutered.
Peace.